That's all good. Screen share.
Yes, yes, I can see a screen.
Good to go. Good to go now, or are you?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay, great.
Recording started, yes.
Okay, so welcome everyone to tonight's presentation. So my name is Rene Roth, and a little bit about my background. I'm a natural therapist and homeopath, been in practice now for 37 years, quite a number of years, and have been utilising these Medea products for the last 23 years. And I know many of us say this is my favourite product, and yes, I do have a few favourites, but this genuinely is one of my favourite product ranges, the Medea Collagen Sciences range. So what I want to share with you today is some testimonials, but particularly about the ingredients. But we know the saying that a picture paints 1,000 words. So I think the stories will really highlight the benefits of this product. And so I want to go through each of the ingredients, give you an insight a little bit about the science and the background of the product and how it is a scientifically endorsed product. There are many studies that show the benefits of our BioCell collagen by Medea and what it can actually do for you. Fundamentally, we might say it's marketed as a skin and joint supplement and anti-aging supplement, and we definitely see those results overall, but we also see other benefits as well. So let's get into it and see how this lands. So first of all, the three core ingredients in our Medea liquid BioCell product is type 2 liquid collagen, chondroitin sulfate, and hyaluronic acid. So bear in mind those three things and names, and I want you to become familiar with those names. I want you to become not necessarily an expert, but just have at least a working knowledge of the product and what it is and what it does, so you can share those benefits with other people. So let's first of all start with collagen. So collagen is the main structural protein in connective tissue, and we find it abundantly in the skin, the cornea of the eye, cartilage, bones, blood vessels, the gastrointestinal tract, your intervertebral discs of your spine, prevalent in your gums, hair, dentin in your teeth. So it's in it comprises many compositions in the body, many structures. And in muscle tissue, it accounts for 6% of the weight of strong tendinous muscle. And when we consider bone, it is collagen, but you add calcium and phosphorus and boron to it, and the protein matrix is 90%. So basically, we do see results with soft tissue and hard tissue and bones and joints when we utilize this collagen product. So it forms great tensile strengths, and that's the integrity and the strength of a structure within your body. And it forms the fundamental structural framework. So think of it like scaffolding of a building. That's what the collagen's doing for your body. At the same time, it strengthens your blood vessels. So it's really important for capillaries and blood vessel strengthening. It's involved in tissue regeneration. So it creates those scaffolds in your skin when you do have an injury, and it plays a role in all the phases of healing. Now, unfortunately, as we age, the amount of collagen in our body does reduce. So yes, we continue to produce collagen, but the rate of degradation is greater than the rate of production, and it maximizes around about the age of 26. So what happens if collagen fibers break down, they're becoming deflated. So, you know, when you pinch a baby's cheek, how soft and plump that is. Well, when you pinch your, and I hope you wouldn't do that, your grandmother's cheek, who say is over 70 and 90 years of age, the skin is getting less plump. And that's the big difference. That's the collagen and the hyaluronic acid there. So we know that by the age of 40, the body's ability to produce collagen decreases by 25%. And by 60, it's already decreased over 50%. So collagen is responsible for the skin strength and the elasticity, and its degradation leads to wrinkles that accompany aging. And we sometimes see this with stretch marks, with someone being pregnant or overweight, the skin is basically fracturing. So when we have that cross network of fibers, the scaffolding, went through overweight or pregnancy, the skin is stretched apart. It actually is fracturing the structure. And so we see the stretch marks happening. And the great thing about the collagen is that it can actually, in some cases, help restore that elasticity of the skin. And this is just a little bit of a diagrammatic representation of collagen, and we'll be talking about hyaluronic acid in a moment. So you might equate collagen as like the bricks and the hyaluronic acid as the mortar. So that's what fills in the gaps between the cells of collagen. So it's a space filler. The hyaluronic acid is a space filler. It provides the moisture and the cushioning in our cells. And the HA lubricates muscular connective tissue to enhance the sliding between tissues. So, internally our organs, they rub up against each other. We need the hyaluronic acid so it doesn't create friction burn, for example, so it slides with the fascia gently and easily. Hyaluronic acid is also a major component of skin where it's involved in tissue repair. And we can see by this chart here that as we age, the amount of hyaluronic acid and the collagen declines with age. And we can see that fundamentally the loss of collagen is unavoidable. One, it happens with age, but two, it happens with stress. It's accelerated by stress. Have a think of the people that are big worrywarts, who are very stressed, had a lot of stress in their life, a lot of trauma. They look older than their years because what they're doing, their adrenals is pumping out a lot of adrenaline and cortisol, and that actually accelerates the degradation of your collagen. So therefore, it's really important to manage stress because that will help you actually anti-age to an extreme. Environmental factors also contribute to the degradation of collagen, and those who engage in a lot of repetitive activity, like a gymnast or a runner, someone who does marathons, there's obviously a lot of wear and tear of joints. So what happens with aging, with this particular picture, you can see the degradation of the collagen size molecules is getting smaller. We're seeing less integrity of the cell structure, and we're seeing the loss of the hyaluronic acid. So that concave appearance is basically a wrinkle. So wrinkles are happening when we're losing the plumpness and the firmness within the skin. The hyaluronic acid in the joint is also plays a particular role in the synovial fluid. And so the synovial fluid and the hyaluronic acid there increases the viscosity. So it allows for easier movement within that joint. You can imagine the head of the femur in the hip joint capsule. And so it's a main lubricating component. It's also an important component of what we call the articular cartilage, where it's present as a coat around each cell. But it's also the end of each of your long bone has the cartilage, and that's the cushioning between your bones. So that's really important, and that's what gets eroded and degraded in osteoarthritis. And the hyaluronic acid forms aggregates which absorb water, and it's responsible for the resilience of the cartilage. So it's resistant to compression. So, you have more rebound in your, more step in your step when you're younger as opposed when you're old, because the cushioning is a lot less. And they've done double-blind controlled trials about supplementing with hyaluronic acid. And we can see here with a group of 60 or so people that those who were on the hyaluronic acid as an ingestible supplement had increased range of motion and decreased pain. So when the hyaluronic acid is hydrolyzed, that is, the collagen is reduced to small peptides, and peptides are basically proteins, it can be ingested to aid joint and bone health and enhance skin health. So an ingestible form of hydrolyzed collagen breaks down to peptides, supporting your bone, joint, and skin health. Now, 90% of the hydrolyzed collagen is digested and available in these small peptides in your bloodstream within an hour, okay? So it is something which, if you really want to genuinely and significantly anti-age, you want to be on this product long term. Some people go on it like for a short period of time to achieve a particular objective about their joints or their skin, but you're going to have ongoing benefits if you take the product long term, because we're all aging. We haven't found as yet the founder of youth, but this product comes pretty close to that. So if you want to continually stay ahead of the aging process, so chronologically you're aging, but you can actually reduce your biological age in terms of how you look and you feel, in terms of the joints and the skin appearance of your skin. So from these peptides in the blood are transported into the target sites, to the skin, to the joints, to the cartilage, and so forth, where they help rebuild. So they present themselves as building blocks. So what you're doing is you're providing the body with the raw ingredients to support the regeneration of the collagen fibers. And that could be your hair, skin, joints, and nails, and so forth. Now let's look to the third ingredient, chondroitin sulfate. So this is also a naturally occurring element of joint cartilage that gives the amazing shock absorbing property. So that really forms the end of your long bones. The hyaluronic acid forms the lubrication there. So you've got the bone, you've got the cartilage, mainly composed of chondroitin sulfate, and lubrication. So when you take and ingest chondroitin sulfate, basically you're delivering right to the cartilage the raw ingredients to help restructure of it, but at the same time, the chondroitin sulfate inhibits the enzyme which decomposes joint cartilage as well and accelerates and speeds up the formation of new cartilage as well. We've also found that the ingestible form of chondroitin sulfate has been to clinically demonstrate relief of pain in osteoarthritis, that's the OA. It can slow, prevent, and reverse the degeneration of joint cartilage, and also acts as a natural anti-inflammatory to relieve osteoarthritic pain. So not only is it healing, it's also acting as an anti-inflammatory, reducing pain. So let's have a look at the product BioCell itself. So they're the three core ingredients, and we believe it is the world's #1 premier product. It's naturally derived, organically based, naturally derived collagen, HA matrix, scientifically tested. There's been multiple awards, which we'll get into shortly, and there are 7 international patents there as well. And we're really, I suppose, honoured to say that this product is a superior product, and we can generally say the next generation of liquid collagen is here. There's only so much you can actually say about it. It is a TGA registered product, and we're allowed to say it definitely enhances feeling of well-being. It definitely supports anti-aging. It helps with skin tone and also helps anti-aging of joints. And we'll have a look at how else it might have some benefits too. So the liquid BioCell collagen from Medare contains the blend of those 3 ingredients, the type 2 liquid collagen, hydrolyzed, hyaluronic acid, and chondroitin sulfate. And it closely mirrors the composition of human articular cartilage. So therefore, it's biochemically compatible. So basically, we have all these 3 ingredients within our body that we're manufacturing. We're simply taking an external preparation of that, ingesting it, so our body recognizes it as something natural, something organic, and is able to uptake that effectively, absorb it, and deliver it to the target site. And every preparation of Medare's BioCell collagen is formulated with that collagen HA matrix, and particularly targeting skin and joints. Now, let's make a comparison also with different types of collagen out there in the marketplace. And there are many different products that you will find. But what we do find within the human body, the type 2 collagen is what's most abundant in our bodies. Now, there are preparations out there which contain predominantly type 1 or type 7. So we want to take the one which has the one which our body is principally composed of, and that's the type 2 collagen. And it's the type 2 collagen that forms the fibrillar network to provide the tensile strength to cartilage. And studies obviously demonstrate the benefit provided by liquid BioCell by supporting the cartilage matrix of the collagen fibrillar network, filled with proteoglycans by providing constituent molecules, and also supplementing the joint fluid, which is provided by the HA to lubricate the joint. And orally administered collagen has been shown to be absorbed intestinally and to accumulate in the cartilage. So also when it's a liquid preparation, you're going to get a better rate of absorption. And so what makes it different? Well, #1, ours is a patented bio-optimized manufacturing process producing the ideal molecular weight. That's something to consider, that your body effectively absorbs without what we call pill fatigue. And some people get over the idea of taking pills all the time. Give me a liquid. We're avoiding the use of fillers. We're avoiding the use of binding agents and chelating agents, stabilizers in capsules, or film coatings or other excipients that you might also get exposed to in tablet preparations or powders even. The type 2 collagen in Madeir's product is hydrolyzed to have an average molecular weight of 1.2 to 1.8 kilodalton, so they're pretty small. The chondroitin sulfate is depolymerized. It's sourced naturally and has, as I say, the optimal molecular weight for absorption. And the composition is type 2, 63% of type 2 collagen, 16% of chondroitin sulfate, and 16% of hyaluronic acid, and other proteoglycans make up other 5%. And here's a little bit of comparison between, your off-the-shelf brand in your health food shop, or that you might get somewhere else online, compared to the Madeir one, which has a higher concentration of the active ingredients. Many other products contain a significant amount of water or other ingredients. So the product is quite unique to Australia and, to the world in general. And we know that our particular preparation provides better availability because it's in this liquid form, it's bio-optimized, it's hydrolyzed, it's in this matrix. And some preparations will get destroyed by digestive enzymes as well, by your stomach acids, I should say, your own enzymes. So there are less steps involved in the absorption in this liquid preparation. It's digested, absorbed, and therefore it's metabolized faster and gets to the locations where it's going to do the most results more quickly. I mentioned earlier there are no excipients that we're getting with tablets and so forth. We've got the oral absorption. And as a liquid preparation, you've got the convenience, you've got the taste benefit, and the dosage size as well. So what we're fundamentally looking at what this product can achieve is to anti-age gracefully. But we also know there are many people who, by circumstances or the luck of the draw or the negative luck of the draw, is that they've got some clinical condition, they've had accidents or injuries. So this product certainly comes to life in many facets of use. So people who want to feel better, who want to transform their aging process, that's what's key. So yes, we've seen, and this is my experience, and this is also my patient's experience, and I'm sure many customers who have had experience, that they feel and look younger. It's helping to repair your skin and enhancing your well-being. It's an award-winning product, multiple awards, and this is just a snapshot of some of them. The best bone and joint health ingredient, the best personal product innovation, ingredient of the year. Now, these are pretty significant accolades that Madeir has achieved with this product. The best anti-aging product in 2015, a finalist in the most innovative dietary supplement back in 2012. It's even won more recent awards also. It's had lots of media attentions. It's been on NBC, Fox News, Good Morning America. So it's had definitely one of the providing quite a high profile in the marketplace. Multi-patented award-winning product backed by multiple clinical trials that have been conducted by Madeir with 7 US and international patents. So let's focus on the joints a little bit more as well, and then we'll look to the skin. As we can see here, and what I touched on before, so within your joints, you've got bone, you've got collagen, you've got hyaluronic acid, you've got chondroitin sulfate. You're simply taking a product which corresponds to what your ingredients are. And it's the real, I suppose, epitome of the word supplementing. You're supplementing what you're losing as you're aging. And you can see in the picture on the right-hand side, this could be an injury or just wear and tear. We're basically providing the ingredients to help repair and hydrate and form that matrix of collagen within the joint again. So the collagen 2, if we look down bottom right, provides the structural framework to keep joints active. The chondroitin sulfate which is more the cartilage, gives the shock absorbing properties, and the hyaluronic acid provides the lubrication. So they're all providing a specific role, and collectively it's providing a significant outcome. And in terms of joint discomfort, 80 out of 89 subjects, that's 89%, experience improved joint comfort when they're on this particular product. which is quite significant. Here we're seeing 40% improvement in joint discomfort compared to those who are on placebos. Now, what I want to do is talk about each one of them. Now, I'm often asked the question, which one do I take? Now, what I want to categorically say here, that each of our 3 preparations, Pure, Skin and Life, have an equal amount of all the 3 active ingredients, of the hyaluronic acid, of the chondroitin sulfate, and the type 2 liquid collagen. So you can take any one of these to get the benefit for skin and joints and hair, skin and nails and so forth. But we'll differentiate a little bit between each one of them as well. So let's chat a little bit about the Pure. So this is actually a low-calorie version with only 5 kilojoules per serve. And so if you're watching your, not that the others have a high sugar, there are a few calories. So if you want a very low calorie version, if you have sensitivities, absorption syndrome, they have fructose intolerance, so this might be the optimal one for you to take. And here's an infographic which really just emphasizes the fact that it's working on nourishing active and aging joints in your skin. It's a low calorie version, it's naturally sourced, and multiple awards winning around the world. So, and I want to really reiterate, and obviously, I know I'm repeating myself a few times, but, there's nothing good than good repetition. Improves joint mobility and lubrication, reduces joint discomfort, promotes healthy cartilage and connective tissue, decreases skin dryness, improves skin hydration, firmness, and elasticity. So it's working from the inside out. And just imagine when you combine this with your external cell-proof cosmetic grade collagen product too. Increases the skin's collagen content and reduces hyaluronidase, which is the enzyme which contributes to wrinkling and aging as well. As I say, it's a sugar-free preparation and no artificial sweeteners, and it has a pleasant taste. So if you want the low-calorie version, if you have any issues with sugars and so forth, you would go on the Pure. Let's look at BioCell Life. And so basically what we have here is the addition, so the same 3 core ingredients and the same concentration, but the addition of 10 phytonutrient superfoods. So we've got the benefit of apple, grape, strawberry, mangosteen, cranberry, blueberry, acai berry, pomegranates, noni, and mackay berry. And so you're getting additional antioxidant value in this preparation, the same core ingredients, and with the extra the antioxidant benefit of these berries, what this is doing, providing extra vitamin C. We know vitamin C is so important in collagen formation. So you're getting an enhanced skin benefit and joint benefit with this product because of the additional 10 phytonutrients. The phytonutrients are demonstrated various promoting biological properties, including antioxidant activity. Now, the fact we're living, breathe, and so, and the example is that if you cut an apple and you let one expose to the air and you squeeze some lemon juice on the other, you will see that one with the lemon juice oxidizes more slowly, so it doesn't go as brown so quickly. That's what antioxidants are doing to you. So when you have fresh fruit and vegetables, when you have your antioxidant supplements, when you have a product like this, you're getting the additional benefit of some really supercharged antioxidants to slow down the inflammation, to slow down inflammatory processes and so forth. So they support normal function of chondrocytes, which basically form your joints and which are affected by oxidative stress. So just the wear and tear in a joint cause, that's known as wear and tear, it causes oxidative stress. So when you're giving yourself the benefit of this product as a whole, but with the additional supportive phytonutrients, you're slowing down that wear and tear process. So like Pure, improving joint mobility and lubrication, reducing discomfort in joints, promoting healthy cartilage and connective tissue, reducing dryness, improves hydration, firmness, and elasticity. And what I find with this one, a lot of people find a bit more of an energy boost with this as well. Because of the antioxidants in the berries, all the vitamin C you're getting there, and other phytonutrients, it does give people life. And, you know, if you just equate the word life, it is giving you more vibrancy. It's giving you that real pep as well. So that's summarising a few of those things. A few things that we haven't really touched on so far. I suppose stronger nails is something that some people notice when they get on the collagen, their nails get really strong. We've touched on skin, gives your skin a radiant glow because, again, you're getting the benefit of all the antioxidants as well. And people just, you know, when people start looking younger, they feel younger. So it's really just equating at that level. Let's look at the liquid biocell skin. And obviously this has a greater affinity to the skin and has a whole range of additional phytonutrient superfoods. You can see the list there, but let's run through them. You've got apple, pear, beet, green tea, you've got grapes and grapeseed extract, pomegranate, japicacaba, acai berry, cranberry, mangosteen, goji berry, acerola, amla, macao berry, schisandra, strawberry, bamboo, and rosemary. So what some of these do, they actually support the ceramides, which actually layer in the skin and supports the integrity and works hand in hand with the collagen to help strengthen the skin. And we know that also it can also reduce, with these benefits, reduce some of the effects of ultraviolet radiation, so sun's damage as well. Nutrients like hyaluronic acid with pomegranate extracts may alleviate the effects of photoaging due to UVA and UVB radiation. So if you're concerned about your skin, why not particularly select this one with those additional phytonutrient benefits? Again, it has the same amount of collagen, HA, and chondroitin sulfate as the other ones do. So it's creating the same benefits from your joints, from your skin, from your hair, but obviously highlighted there. So I want to get into some testimonials because this really, I think, does give us all some indicators as to what this can do. Now, we sort of group this into joints and also skin. So here's Gail with osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. And you can see from the pictures from the over the course of basically, it's only about 5 months, from December 2017 through to April 2018. She was on the product, sore, knobbly joints, you know, to touch them, accidentally knocked them a lot of pain, couldn't even open a bottle of water or a can opener, and she's fine that they're straightening out and the lumps and bumps are going. So, you know, that's only over a short window of time. Now, this one is pretty significant. This is a case of rheumatoid arthritis, and you see the gross joint deformity and the degree of inflammation. And what astounds me is the short window of time. You know, it's taken this woman years to get to that point of deformity. But even after 2 weeks, you can see how the fingers are straightening out and the swelling's has come down a little bit. But another 4 weeks later, at the 6-week point, the incredible swelling of over the knuckles has reduced quite amazingly. Now, we're not going to say this is going to happen in every single case of rheumatoid arthritis, but you know, if you've got a chronic degenerative inflammatory joint disease, this is probably your number one supplement you want to take. Now, I'll get the volume up because this is an audio testimonial.
Hello, everyone. I've been on that BioCell Light, and since I've been taking it, I've been on it for 2 months, and within the first week, my foot went away. I had gout in my foot, and I got tennis elbow. So 2 joints are always sore, and I couldn't stay awake anymore at work. Everyone was saying, look, you've got to go and get a blood test. You shouldn't be so tired. Not doing many hours. I was just fatigued. I started taking this stuff. It improved. I can't wait to get some more. And that's it. It must be all the berries in the product. I wouldn't have a clue, but it freaking works, and I'm very happy.
So this is a guy that I've played some tennis with, and his wife has had even more remarkable result of that. And I'll just verbally tell you her story. So she kept complaining of calf pain and knee pain with tennis. And after a period of time, I said to her, so, you know, what are you doing about it? Oh, I see my therapist and blah, blah, blah. And, but, you know, is it getting any better? And she said no. And at this time, the BioCell wasn't available in Australia, so we had to get it from the States. So this goes back about 3 years or so. and they got 3 bottles each. And so basically, within 5 days, her calf pain, which she'd had for 6 months, went. Her knee pain, which she'd had for 2 years, went in 2 weeks. Her shoulder pain from tennis and elbow pain, also that she'd had for years, went in about 2 weeks. Her skin started to improve. Her father had died the previous year, and she developed really deep creases that ran from the bridge of her nose to the beginning of her eyebrows from the stress and the grief that had developed over the 12 months. In 3 months, those wrinkles had totally gone. And after she's been on the product for about 4 months, she comes up to me with tears in her eyes and says, "Rene, did I ever tell you about my eye problems?" I go, "No, what's the story there?" She said 10 years ago, she had bilateral retinal thrombosis. So there are clots in the retinal artery of her eye, left her permanently blind in one eye and slightly visually impaired in the other. And every 6 months for the previous 10 years, she sees an ophthalmologist to monitor her eyes. And over those years, she's developed all these cysts in the back of her eyes. And he was sitting there looking at his eyes and said, "This is remarkable. What's happened? All those cysts which you've had getting worse all these years have totally gone since her last visit, which was 6 months before. She'd been on the product for 4 months, and her vision has improved." And he was spellbound. She was telling me with tears in her eyes, and she's feeling so grateful. So she's had a multitude of benefits, from pains, soft tissue injuries, to wrinkles, and obviously her vision. So, you know, a very happy couple of customers here, husband and wife. So, and I've seen these results, you know, time and time again. And what's amazed me with this guy here, Louis, he's had gout for 4 years. Within 1 week, his pain had gone. And his tennis elbow, chronic, 1 week, the pain was gone. Now, not everyone's going to get a result in that short window of time, but, you know, some people do. But if you don't persist with it, here's another case of gout. This lady suffered with severe gout, and 2 weeks after starting on the product, you can see the reduction in the swelling and the redness. Now, this one I will read out, but I've put the red I'll put the red because I want you to particularly focus on that. But what we're finding more and more over the last number of years is more and more people suffering with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, and 2 very, very stubborn conditions to treat. In fact, you know, allopathic medicine doesn't, in some areas of allopathic medicine, that is traditional medicine, they don't recognize fibromyalgia, nor do they recognize chronic fatigue, and they send people off to psychiatrists. But, you know, we do see it as a legitimate condition. So this lady, in March 2017, she began taking 2 doses of liquid BioCell Life. Right now, she says, "My joints and energy are about 95 to 98% better." And she was told that she had 17 out of the 18 markers of fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, so a significant full-on case. After 3 weeks, she began starting to feel like a human again. I still had discomfort, but I noticed my range of motion was better. A ray of hope began to shine through. Little by little, I was able to get dressed without my husband's help. I began to celebrate each new thing I could do again. I could reach for and lift a saucepan without my elbows and wrists failing me. Before, I couldn't even lift a plate with one hand without tears coming to my eyes. My hands would lock up and I would drop things. I could not extend my arms from a bent position because my elbows were locked. And in bed, she could not lay with her arms stretched out by her side because they would just not straighten. She slept with her arms folded only for them to wake up stiff from being in the same position too long. Her life was a misery. She said, "I still dreaded shaking hands with people due to this discomfort. At 3 months, I slowly began to carry bags of groceries again and push a grocery basket without feeling like my elbows would become unhinged. My heart stopped pounding every time I attempted even minimal activity. Lifting, holding, pushing, or pulling things improved. My feet slowly stopped swelling every time I walked or stood too long. My joints stopped slipping out of sockets in my shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And at about 4 months, I could actually bend and touch my feet without falling over or needing to lay down to rest after showering. After about 6 months, I could walk and shop for more than an hour without looking for somewhere to sit down. The first time I realized 3 or so hours had went by, I was amazed. Praise God, I'm feeling like my sassy self again. After about a year, my face and body are looking more like mine again. after losing so much weight, and she lost so much muscle mass too, wasting away. And then she gained 50 pounds as her body tried to find balance. My hair is back with a vengeance after losing about 50% of it and wearing wigs for about 2 years. I'm back in my high heels too. Jim, here I come. So with all the pain and inflammation, she had a lot of muscle wasting. So she was able to reduce that pain and put back her normal weight. This product does not put on weight. She regained her normal weight because of the inflammation that was going on and the degradation. So fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, a couple of really stubborn clinical conditions, a great result there. And this lady, also fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, with additional degenerative disc syndrome. And she's had degenerative disease in her neck, which is osteoarthritis. And she was in pain 24 hours a day, 365 days a year for 7 years. And we just focused on the red. So a friend introduced it to her. She said she didn't have the money to afford it, but something happened. She got determined to try it. Being out of discomfort was my motivator. I found a way to get started. So you can. There is always a way if you want something bad enough. You know, people just get over being sick, and so they'll grasp it at any hope. After 6 weeks of taking it twice a day, she cleaned her house without really realizing. She did the laundry, went to the store and cooked in 1 day. She'd not been able to do that much in 1 day for over 7 years. This is 6 weeks into the product. She had energy that pushed me through the discomfort, allowed me to exercise again. 10 months later, all the discomfort in the body is gone. No more symptoms of fibromyalgia or arthritis, and no more dry eyes. So the lubrication there. No more dry skin. Hair and nails grow like crazy, looking 10 years younger from all the side benefits. When some people say, are there any side effects? I go, no, but there are side benefits. Watch out for them. She's been faithful with this product for the last 6 years. She's not going to stop now. Too many powerful positive benefits. I will continue to take this like a daily food supplement, just like brushing my teeth every day. So this is part of her everyday essential regime. Now, she's had such a history of chronic inflammatory diseases. No wonder she's going to continue to take this product. Another lady with fibromyalgia, and only after a ridiculously short period of 12 days, she was sleeping better. Her pain had reduced significantly, major bonus, and she has more energy. You know, interestingly, we sometimes find people get more energy. I wouldn't necessarily think it's not necessarily an energy supplement. If you go on the Life and Skin, you would expect that. But I think it's reducing the pain. See, when people have chronic pain, the body expends a lot of energy with that inflammation and with the pain. So when pain is reduced, like, you're not using up that energy. So this is why I think by default people experience better energy. And here's a guy I know, Wally, who had a combination of prolapsed discs, crushed vertebrae causing chronic pain. And we're talking about 20 years of chronic pain. So this guy is a farrier. So he always bending and injuries with horses because he's shoeing horses. So 3 prolapsed discs, 2 crushed vertebrae. He's had epidurals, had steroid treatment. He's had painkillers and so forth, which provide little or no relief. It's taken him a while. It's taken him 10 months, but 10 months for 20 years to reverse some of those changes, I think, is a pretty good outcome. So before, he could only shoe like 1 horse and have to rest, but now he's back shoeing the horses and is managing well now. The condition of chondromalacia. This person, she was born with this condition that's known as like runner's knee, but she's had this since birth. And so she's had chronic pain since 15 years of age, and at the time of her taking it, she's 22 years of age. Now, the pain within, it's like just a couple of weeks or so, had reduced considerably. And after a few months, she basically experiencing no pain at all. And this is quite remarkable for her. She said, a friend of mine told me about this product. She said, I didn't believe it would work, but I was out of other options, feeling like, I've tried everything else, but now she's a firm believer in this product, and she's more than happy to share this particular testimonial. This one is more about injuries. So this one had a severe injury from a motorbike fall and was in hospital for 12 days, had surgery, and she was a millimetre away from amputation. This is how bad this injury was, like millimetres away from amputation, and was told it would take her 12 months to recover. And the type of injury she had, a tibia plateau fracture, total avulsion with complete tear from the tibia bone, which couldn't be fixed. She had a partial avulsion, which is like a coming apart of the medial collateral ligament, the lateral collateral ligament. She was told she'd possibly need more surgery to fix ligaments and put them all back together once she actually healed from the fracture. She started the BioCell after her second surgery, and a 4th month checkup, she went to the surgeons and she walked in, and they didn't think it was the same person because she was walking so well. She had the x-rays, and the consultant said they were amazed by the bone healing, that there was no sign of fractures at all after 4 months, and she was doing so much better compared to other people who had presented with similar injuries. So this is a life-changing result from a motorcycle accident. Here's another one of chronic pain, 20 years of lower back pain, bulging discs, inflammation. So when someone's got a disc herniation or bulging disc, that's basically a loss of connective tissue. And what's connective tissue? The collagen. So basically it's reknitting. That's what we see. It helps the cross-linked elastin. It helps the knitting back together of the connective tissue. So she's had multiple motorbike falls and horse riding incidents. The pain's been pretty constant over many, many years, and she feels sore and unrested. She was on the product for a week, and she realized that her back had lost that constant aching that she was experiencing every single day. And after 3 weeks of being on BioCell, the big surprise that she ran 100 meters at a mother's race at one of her children's athletics carnival. And that's something she said she would never have dreamed about participating in. So, that was, she didn't win, but the win was the fact she was actually able to do it. And, the side benefits of her skin looking 10 years younger. Here's another one of, chronic, a 46-year-old woman with chronic neck, back and knee problems most of her life, noticing a difference in 5 days. So again, chronic conditions, improvements within 5 days. She'd been to the chiropractors and practitioners and sorts of, and, consuming Nurofen and Panadol like they were lollies. And she was a dog groomer, and she found that she'd have to step around the animals really carefully, getting in and out of the trailer really carefully, otherwise she'd get, her back would seize up. And for some unknown reason, just because she wanted to, she started horse riding with a daughter that particular year, and she'd get off the horse and she'd be sore and couldn't walk for hours at a time. She said, silly, I know, but she wanted to do something that gave her some joy. Now, she went on her first horse ride since taking the Collagen Pure the previous weekend, and so we're only talking about the previous weekend, and she jumped off the horse and walked without pain, discomfort, and no stiffness. Happy, happy, happy. And now she can do a full day of dog grooming and not feel exhausted and sore. She also complemented her regime with probiotics and mineral drink, which no doubt assisted her energy levels as well. And she doesn't go to the chiropractor basically, and no need for Nurofen and Panadol anymore. She says, if you're sitting on the fence about whether to try this type of product, just do it. The only thing that you lose is the pain. That's a good thing to lose. Here's another little video one I'll play for you. Could you hear the other one okay? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Everybody, Pauline Hatchman here. I'm here with my mum, Pat Brown. Hello, Pat. Hello, Pauline. And we're here today, and my mum. We're here today having a chat about the liquid collagen BioCell Pure. Now, Mum's been taking this for about 6 weeks now. Had a stroke about 2 years ago, Mum, and has had some amazing results. So, yes, very good, very good. Yeah. How's your pain? Your pain is good? Pain's good? Yeah. How's that speech that we were having?
Very, very good. I couldn't speak properly, but now I'm speaking very, very good.
Yeah, listen to you. I think not even a glitch there. Mm-hmm. So, Mum was having a lot of problem with her speech due to the stroke, and she's doing really well. Skin,
I had bad skin,
yeah.
Now it's all clear.
Yeah.
And the parts are gone off my face.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Yeah. And eyebrows are growing back and hair's getting thicker and looking more gorgeous than ever. Look at that. You know? So here we are today, just having a chat about liquid collagen by Cell Pure. Thank you.
So that's a pretty remarkable testimonial. So, you know, we'd expect it to help with her arthritis and her fibromyalgia. But what her experience was since having the stroke, she was left with, and a lot of people after a stroke are left with post-stroke pain. And so that in, you know, just a very short period of time had basically disappeared. So, you know, someone who, and basically, you know, why? Well, blood vessels, connective tissue, it's repairing, it's reducing inflammation. So let's have a look at a few that particularly relate to the skin. So we saw from the previous evidence it can categorically improve the skin collagen content. And so that's what it's got in common with the joint and HA and CS and collagen. It supports healthier looking skin through the provision of structurally essential molecules to the dermis, so that's your skin layers, and through protection against oxidative damage, closely associated with intrinsic, which is internal, and external environmental, you know, the sun, the wind, and the weather, and chemicals, and what people put on their skin. So hyaluronic acid is a key component, and it's found in virtually all tissues, including the skin. So when you supplement with HA, you're supporting the hydration and the plumpness, the volume, the density, the turgidity of the skin, and the structural framework of collagen. And so we've seen in some studies it may alleviate the effects of photoaging, so that's sunlight damage. It can support the proliferation of dermal fibroblasts responsible for the biosynthesis of collagen, elastin, and GAGs, including HA. So you even heard from Pauline's mother that some of her skin things, now whatever they were, we're not going to hypothesize, but you know, her skin's improved in an older person in Queensland. We can guess that there might have been some keratoses and so forth that had developed, and they were basically falling off. And the enhanced bioavailability of HA and the inhibition of the enzyme hyaluronidase increases your hyaluronic acid levels in the skin, which stimulates dermal fibroblasts to synthesize skin collagen and other extracellular components. And I'm amazed by this percent. That's 6,000%, not 1%, not 10%, not 6%, not 600%, but Medea's liquid biocell collagen can increase by 6,000% the hyaluronic content within 28 days. And so 92% of people notice hydration improved in their skin, and 65% experience firmer and softer skin as well. We know that it not only reduces inflammation and plumps the skin, but it reduces that enzyme which contributes to aging. And it improves the dryness without the use of moisturizers. So, you know, you ingest it, it gets in, it gets out to your skin. So just imagine when you complement this with your cell-proof products. So they're just a few stats about, you know, reducing wrinkles from the inside out, reducing the dryness, promoting the skin content of collagen, increasing the skin's hyaluronic acid levels as well, and improving the microcirculation. So, you know, I could imagine just thinking here, people with even acne rosacea could help with the skin there and the redness and the circulation as well. So improving hair, eyes, nails, and gums. You can see some pictures here, the improvement in fine lines and wrinkles, and even deep lines and wrinkles. The lady that I mentioned to you, the tennis lady, hers was a deep crease. You might have seen some of these pictures before, but this dropping of the skin here is referred to as topical fall down, and that's when people are losing a lot of collagen and connective tissue, so I can promote that. A lot of people find that the skin on their arms is looking like crepe paper, and I have one lady, the husband is actually the patient for a series of chronic ailments. And I mentioned that, you know, I'd like him to be on the product as well. And her skin looked like crepe paper, all the crisscross. And in 3 months, the skin went from crisscross to basically, you know, worse than what you saw on the left there, to a picture like on the right there. So we're seeing even in aged people, and she was 70 years of age, having an improvement there. Many have seen this picture as well, 3 months after liquid collagen, the turkey neck basically improving. There's another one about the eyes, another one through the neck, the décolletage. You know, the neck gets a lot of wear and tear, a lot of movement, and so it's prone to to getting the wrinkles as well. So there's wear and tear there. Another example here of the improvement over, you know, a short period of time. This is like 6 weeks. This is a ridiculous short period in time. Another example. So around the fine lines and wrinkle, and the general tone of the skin improving too. Under the eyes and the crow's feet, the smile lines. And this is ingestible. This is with ingestible collagen. So just imagine when you combine it with your cosmetic grade collagen skincare products that Medea also provides. And so her skin tone and complexion is amazingly different. No, it didn't recolor her hair, but it did add color to her skin. And this one here is only 5 days, and we're talking about the turkey neck here. Now, I'll give you a story of one of my patients. I should have written this one up. I have a patient I've been seeing off and on for 30 years. She's now in her 90s. She's basically fitter, healthier, and healthier than what she was when I first saw her, because she had all sorts of ailments. And so this lady noticed the change in her neck. Had taken in the same window, same light, same time of day and all that. Now, I put my patient on it, and she lives independently. She's 92. She lives in a flat on the first floor, up and down the stairs. She's getting some back discomfort when she's standing at the kitchen sink. Food prep, she does all herself. And I said, well, look, you know, let's put you on some collagen. You know, a few other joint issues, but, you know, not a severe osteoarthritic case by any means. I said, you know, watch out for the side effects because, you know, your skin might improve. She said, oh, I'd love my turkey neck to go. She had a really wrinkled, saggy turkey neck skin. And I said, oh, look, that might go. Anyway, within the month, her back pain was improving and she continued to take it. It took 10 months in a 92-year-old for her turkey neck to actually start reducing. But better 10 months than none at all right? So, you know, this is what's quite remarkable. Even in a person in their 90s, we're seeing the skin tone improving. Let's look to a few other things. And this is also a lack of elasticity in the skin where the skin is just cracking. This is only 2 months of taking liquid collagen. The feet have always got dry and cracked and so forth. Was a nightmare to manage. And, you know, the skin tone has just improved, hand over fist using liquid biocell collagen. In terms of hair growth, here's a couple of examples in men and women. Now, you know, I'm not going to say in every male it's going to improve. You know, if it's more nutritionally based, stress-based, absolutely we can get more reversal there. There is such a thing as male pattern baldness, which is due to the bad testosterone, the DHA testosterone, and which blocks the follicles for hair growth. So it may have a little bit of a role to play there. But in other cases, you know, definitely we're seeing some results there too. Picture here with a woman, that's 11 months later or something like that. Another case, the hair just thickening up, people not having to wear their hair extensions anymore. This lady, she's already got long eyelashes and they are not fake eyelashes. You know, she just finds that her lashes are getting longer as well. And interestingly, her husband on it as well. And she says his beard holes grew within 3 months of him using the BioCell Life. So they're very, very impressed with that. And this lady is a cosmetologist. So she's finding it's helped her with her eyelashes, her hair and nails, also with her joints and her skin, and getting great results with her clients as well. A surprising testimony about someone who had chronic migraines. I wouldn't necessarily have thought that it would be a go-to remedy for migraines, and it won't be necessarily your number one go-to, but you know, I think we just have to keep an open mind about the range of benefits this product can deliver. Now, this is a very interesting one as well, and that's why I thought I'd put this one in, because we just don't want to pigeonhole the product into joints and skin. This lady had, and that's not pregnancy, that's not her butt, that's actually her abdomen on the left-hand side. Now, it looks as like it's a reverse picture. So she had terrible bloating. So many people post about BioCell helping with their joint pain and wrinkles, but I think we need to talk about collagen for gut health. This is not me pregnant. This is me with severe gas, bloating, and constipation. I've had gastrointestinal problems for nearly 20 years. I've given up gluten, dairy, peanuts, and eggs. I've tried pills and powders and laxatives and found only temporarily. But as you can see, it wasn't enough. Then I found BioCell Live. In just 3 weeks, nearly all my symptoms were gone, and they've stayed gone for almost 3 months. No bloating, more regularity with the bowels, less cramping. It has changed my life and my self-confidence. This is the real deal. BioCell Life for the rest of my life. So quite a remarkable outcome with this one. And, you know, I'm just thinking how and why. She's taking life, so maybe the antioxidants doing something. But I'm just wondering if she had issues about tone of, you know, constipation. There's a lack of tone. I'm thinking maybe the collagen, which works on the connective tissue, has helped the what we call the peristalsis of the bowel. So it's able to move the fecal material and increase her transit time through her bowel. Because the slower the transit time, the more things tend to ferment, the more gas, wind, and bloating. So that's an interesting case. Now, you know, look away if, you know, full-on pictures do upset you, but this is a picture of a diabetic foot ulcer. And he was booked in for amputation of his foot. So this person's daughter was able to get him onto the liquid BioCell Pure and a range of other, you know, improving the diet, get him on some supplements. The second picture there is after 4 to 5 weeks of taking BioCell Pure, along with the product Hair, Skin and Nails and probiotics and noni juice and natural mineral drink. Improve the diet, drinking well, and, you know, basically averted an amputation. And then we have another window of time. The heel is basically healed just with a small depression. About once a week, the depression gets a little rinse out like belly button does. Anyway, so basically the surgeon says that always, from a surgical infective point of view, he's had a complete resolution of a wound that we were told categorically would need amputation at the ankle in every single case. So it's basically a miracle case here. So, you know, hands down to liquid collagen. This one from John Katsakis, this is a toe ulcer, and you can basically see the bone there. And this is only a 6-week window, and you can see it healing and closing over. So some remarkable results. So collagen, connective tissue, basically just giving you back that tensile strength. What's the dosage? Well, basically, it's a tablespoon twice a day. So one bottle will last you for 2 weeks. Now, some people with chronic conditions may opt to take it 4 times a day for the first week or 2. They'll go through a bottle in a week, so be it. Then you go on to twice a day, and you might stay on that for quite some time. And you may tone that down to once a day as a more maintenance dose. So it really depends on what your goal is and how fast you want to get a result. So 1 tablespoon is equivalent to 15 mils. So basically that's it. I just want to touch on that we do have some other collagen products. We do have a range for pets, and that's a whole nother talk. So if you have a pet with any of those conditions, joint or hair problems or skin problems, consider the BioCell Pet. We have also another product that has BioCell in it, and that's our Shape product, or what's known as Trim in America and Europe, and will be known as Trim in India. And so basically our Shape product contains 2 leading technologies that accelerates fat loss and advanced technology to beautify your skin. So it contains CLA, which is conjugated linoleic acid. That's a fat burning product ingredient from safflower oil. So it reduces fat absorption, it reduces fat cell size, as well as we've got the collagen exactly the same that I've been speaking about in this product here. So that's in our Shape, and this is marketed as a weight loss product, all right? So that Shape, why not complement your external regime with our cell-proof range? We've got a body firming foam, we've got an eye cream, we've got a lip product, as well as a 3-step anti-aging skincare for your face. And we've seen some remarkable results with this product. A couple of examples there. You know, this is a whole nother talk as well for cell-proof essentials. And again, some people are getting results in just very short windows of time. And the last collagen is our Logic product from O'Dare. So this features our BioCell Collagen HA matrix. It has a proprietary tetra blend coffee formulated from coffee bean and coffee fruit and green tea extract. So getting about, I think, 1 1/3 cups of caffeine per sachet. You've got Bacopa monnieri, which is Brahmi, and L-theanine. So this product, at a little dose, will help with your joints a bit, but it's mainly working to support a normalized mood. It supports memory and learning. It helps with your attention and focus, and also helps with healthy brain aging. So when you combine particularly the L-theanine in this product for healthy brain aging with a bit of collagen, you're getting healthy brain aging, you're getting anti-aging in your joints, and this is quite a remarkable product. So for those who love coffee, it's not a coffee substitute per se. It tastes quite different. You need to acquire a taste for it, but my wife has found a way to have this product, and she actually enjoys it and gets the benefit of it as well. So we've basically touched on many different things tonight. I know we've gone over time, but you know, it is a product which has an extended range, and I hope I've just broadened your horizons from not to pigeonhole this product purely as just a skin and joint supplement. You've seen from the testimonials there, and they probably do exceed TGA regulations, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, it just gives you some other opportunity to help more people get on this product and get a result. So that's the presentation. Happy to take any questions.